instant, regular, yeah, the V is okay, that's a blend of just micro ground coffee, yeah, that's fine. The unflavored, right? So for what? Instant, right, so for a decaf coffee, you have U-Ban, Maxwell House, Sanka, and they're marked for Pesach. Decaf has to be marked for Pesach.
I'm sorry, which kind of coffees are those? The decaf?
U-Ban, Maxwell House, they come all year round with an OKP on it, and Sanka.
Excuse me, you said decaf.
Decaf.
Instant.
Yeah,
Instant.
that is-
These three brands,
yes.
U-Ban, Maxwell House, and Sanka.
Right, and they're clearly marked for Pesach. That's how they make it all year round. Caffeine, yes, okay. Orange juice, this year there's Minute Maid for the first time has made a Pesach run. Tropicana has a Pesach run, and you've got the Hamisher brands.
It says on it,
It says kosher Pesach.
it says a Minute Maid also?
It says, yes, there's on the neck, it says kosher Pesach.
Okay.
Minute Maid is a start cake, isn't it?
Minute Maid is OU.
You hear that they're in the stores yet?
They're in the stores now. In the stores now.
No, I mean triangle, sorry. Triangle.
Took it over.
There's always a preference to make stuff yourself, but yeah, no, there's always on any item that you can do at home. There's always a preference to make it home. But it doesn't happen. You know, there's a point where every family has to draw the line somewhere as to what they think isn't worth the heartache. The Tropicana and the Minute Maid, I know for sure, they had people there that they worked out all the things that go on over there, and they did a good job.
Are we gonna do oil?
Yep, it's on the next page. Parchment paper. So a little different now. They're saying you need to know that it's kosher Pesach.
Yeah, that's different than last year.
They're different than last year. I don't know why. Star K brands are marked kosher Pesach. The OU, Kirkland, Members Mark, and Reynolds parchment papers are good without having a P on it.
Could you repeat that?
Yes.
This is too confusing. Parchment paper.
Parchment paper.
Parchment paper.
If it's Star K, it should be marked Star K P.
It has to have the.
They're saying it has to have a P now.
Now, there's three what
There are
don't
three
meet.
that they didn't mark it that way, but it's all right anyway.
Which ones are those?
Which is Kirkland, Members Mark, Members Mark, Members Mark. I have absolutely no idea. And Reynolds, parchment
Oh,
paper.
so, okay, Reynolds is widely distributed.
And Kirkland is.
I don't know if Reynolds parchment paper is widely distributed or not. Reynolds wrap is widely distributed. Reynolds parchment paper.
Yeah, you can get it. You can get. You can
Okay,
get
great.
it anywhere.
Those three brands are fine with just an OU. Doesn't have to be an OUP.
Oh, that's very.
Right. Okay, let's go. All right, let's,
Right.
next.
Okay. In terms of
All right,
dairy,
anyone who parked outside, it's 11 o'clock, the city gives you for free tickets. It'll cost you $60. $63. So if you have to put money in your meters, please do it now.
okay, dairy products that are in all the stores now. You have to check each and every container you pick up that it should be marked for Pesach, because even in the Hamisher stores, just like the regular stores, there's a mazel. They always stuff gets mixed up. Either the workers put the wrong stuff somewhere, or a helpful consumer got the wrong one and puts it down wherever they feel like it. It's just you just have to check. Coca-Cola, there'll be bootleg Coca-Cola in California for Pesach. Coke the state of California changed the laws on what you can use as the caramel color, the stuff that makes it look dark. It's cooked sugar. Coca-Cola has not found one that they like in a Pesach version that'll meet the state standards.
This is what the state is
So
worried
they're not
about.
making.
So
regular
Coke in
Coke.
California doesn't make Pesach. They make it in other states, and Coke will not sell it in California because it's illegal. But the Hampshire stores don't care, and it's bootleg Coke.
Any gangsters?
In previous years, they did.
In previous years, they made it here until the
Because
state,
California didn't have this stringency.
Right. right.
We should go in, let's go right to. Like everyone,
Okay,
paper
cocoa powder's
bags.
a little bit different this year.
Huh?
Cocoa powder's different this year.
Hershey's.
Hershey's regular cocoa powder, you could use for Pesach. The special dark cocoa, you cannot use for Pesach.
Again, say it again.
The regular Hershey's cocoa, you can use for Pesach with just an OU on it. The Hershey's special dark cocoa, you cannot use for Pesach.
Raw cocoa, raw powder is fine.
How am I gonna survive without that?
Let's go.
Raw cacao powder is fine.
Yeah, if you buy a Hampshire brand, they'll come with it. Okay.
Dark and regular, are they special dark, not the regular brown?
The special dark is marked, it's a brown box, but it's got like a red stripe on it. It says special dark. They both have an OU.
You would put that in the same category of these kosher brands of
Cocoa?
cocoa? Or not necessarily?
I have a twisted view of life, I would buy the Hershey's faster. Because they make it and pack it, as opposed to make it, bag it, ship it to somebody else to get repacked elsewhere.
Could you elaborate upon that as far as the Heimische brands versus the mass-produced sugar? and
All right,
mass-produced
a
everything?
few years ago, they gave out a cocoa with a Hamisha brand, and it had kidneys. And the Hershey's had no kidneys. Okay?
But in general, about the principle
So,
about sugar and orange juice and
The
whatever.
concept over here is like this simple. That when you go into a big factory to make orange juice, they don't bring any food. It's orange juice, straight orange juice. So if they say a whole year it's okay, or they did it for pay, so I know it's okay. If I buy whatever I want to buy, when I go into the Hamish products, they don't have these big companies. So what do they have to do? They go into a small company, they kasher, then I have to send them a shkiach to make sure the run and so forth. So why do you have to go to someone who has to kasher, and he has to change the whole product and do everything, how it's, and to get that product? If you go directly to the big company, for the whole year, it's okay. And this is what Rabbi Beryl Levy was saying years ago, that the big companies are legabe kashers in everything can stand even a whole year better than the small places.
Except that when
Self-understood.
you're loading into Costco or into some of these stores.
Oh, wait 1 second, we're talking at Costco, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I understand that it's very uncomfortable to go and pick up sugar in Ralph's, but next to it you have flour and chametz, or to go and pick up a cocoa from there. So we have to find a way how to be able to do it. But the concept over here is you want to buy in a Hamisha place, gesundte hey. But if the Hamisha place has the regular stuff and the others, so then buy the regular stuff. Because you don't have to have kashering and so forth. Let's say dish soap. You buy the Helika dish soap, is half water. You buy the regular dish soap, is dish soap.
And double the price.
So therefore, you don't have to pay double the price because he added water. And the dish soap, what kosher Pesach is a whole year kosher Pesach. There's no problem with it. No, they don't bring food. There's nothing there to have the shalos. Therefore, it's always, if you want to use these products, a major company is always better. Now the question is, you don't feel comfortable. The Rebbe Rashab did not go and buy any Pesach stuff we're in a place where they sell chametz. So you're going to go in Ralph's. This guy's don't forget from chametz. You'll go to Costco. It's all between all the chametz. You're going to pick up a package over there. It's in the counters and everything. So you have to use a little bit seichel. That I can't help. Everyone has to use a little bit seichel. That to know, even though that it is, it maybe it's good. Not I cannot buy it from a shelf that on top of it has full of chametz and stuff.
Okay.
I'm not going to buy pesach food when next to it is chametz. Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Product that kills comets.
Huh?
Is there a product that just like it kills germs, does it kill comets, like 409?
Okay, so, the next minefield, quinoa. So,
I don't know why
because you can't ignore it anymore, right? I'm not saying eat it, not saying don't eat it. If someone's going to buy quinoa and use it on Pesach, you absolutely have to have the ones that are davka marked kosher Pesach. There's a lot behind it. It's too much for going. I can talk about it after this is over, but you can't be a malam tzchus. It's the same company, it's the same brand, it's the same box. This says yes, this says no. It makes a difference in the quinoa.
But it's certainly not kidneys.
We can get to that afterwards.
You don't want to say that?
It's a long discussion, and it's already an hour and 10 minutes.
The OU has a
wants
whole
to talk
thing,
about
the OU and the booklet has a whole thing about kidneys, if it is kidneys or not. All right, let's go
oil.
further.
Oil. Okay, so
We're saying the one who is going to use it has to have a pesach so you never use it till now, don't use it and finish. The potatoes, carrots,
I'm looking forward to the potatoes.
that's it.
okay, the easy part is that the oil story is not different this year than it's been in the past. The downside is everybody gets confused because it's a confusing thing to do. So in terms of extra virgin olive oil, during the year, you can buy any extra virgin olive oil. When it comes to Pesach, the extra virgin olive oil doesn't have to be marked miyuchad for Pesach, but it has to have a good hashgacha on the label. An OU, an OK, a star K, Chav K. And then you could use it. This somehow everyone seems to find very confusing. It's only extra virgin. You need those magic words on there. It doesn't mean, it's not pure, it's not light, it's not, virgin. Has to meet extra virgin, which is a standard of identity. Extra virgin olive oil that has a good hechsher on it, you could use for Pesach, without a Pesach mark on it. Organic, not organic, doesn't matter.
Cold press.
Is there a particular brand that you really think is great, extra virgin with the OU?
I have no idea.
Kirkland.
Yeah, cold press doesn't matter because that's how you make it.
Trader Joe's.
Let's go.
Okay. Spray oils should be marked. What? Grapeseed oil has to be marked for Pesach. Yeah.
So you're saying
That's the Mata
that
Dishur also does say it.
OU Kirkland oil is better than the Hadar regular olive oil standing on the shelf?
The Hamisher oils all start off as regular oils, and they become Bali Truvas when they go into the bottle and get a label. That means that the Hamisher oils, no Hamisher company has an oil press, right? So they have to get their crude oil somewhere and it has to get refined somewhere. That all happens at regular oil plants. So they'll send the mishgiach there. Nobody kashers from kidneys. Nobody. Just when it gets in, time to bottle it, so you put a label on with a batch of other hashgachas, but 98% of the work's already done.
All these walnut oils that have these packaged
So-
walnut oils that cost like $1 million a barrel or something like that.
Yeah, but
all
it's a
these
matter of
things
what kind of
are
oil you want to use.
lesser in Ashgacha than just getting these extra virgin olive oil. That have
Well, it depends. Not everybody likes extra virgin olive oil. It's a taste that, doesn't make a lot of people happy.
Hollywood sapphire says good.
The Hollywood safflower oil, it's coffee cake. It's very good.
Doesn't have that acidic acid.
It's marked for Pesach. Yeah, so the stores have both. I mean, the grocery stores have both, the regular and the Pesach. It has to be marked for Pesach.
So anything other than the extra virgin olive oil has to be marked with Pesach. Whether
Yes.
it's gonna be any kind of oil that we're talking about.
It has to be
any
marked for
alternative
Pesach.
oil.
Right.
Okay.
Cottonseed, walnut, almond, macadamia,
Is
whatever.
kidneys or not? What's good with
What?
cottonseed oil?
Cottonseed.
Cottonseed oil whoever holds it's not kidney, it's gave right.
Okay. Just- I don't know. I'm just-
Not getting this right.
And safflower is not either.
Correct. But you need to have,
Coconut, is that the coconut again? Are there any coconut oils with the Pesach extra?
yeah, there's like a coconut, a hard coconut oil in the jar, doesn't look liquidy. It's,
Yeah, it looks solid.
you could buy the extra virgin coconut oil without any Ashgacha and use it for Pesach.
Even not with a regular Ashgacha.
With, yeah,
Refined or raw either, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't have any Ashgacha.
It's nothing marked. It's all the same stuff. Because they just make it. You went down with the pipe.
What's next?
Okay, next on the list, water.
Come on, let's go weiter.
This is the phone calls that come in.
This is phone calls.
Yeah.
All right, the Ajax good. Let's go weiter.
Any unflavored water you could buy and use on Pesach. It doesn't have to have any markings on it. Those that do, it's a marketing thing for them. Those are all okay. Seltzer is all right because it's just gas. Club soda is not. That would have to be marked for Pesach. The flavored waters all have to be marked for Pesach if you're going to use those.
Cooked water.
What?
Water for babies.
All seltzer. Plain water,
Yes, plain water, spring water, distilled drinking water.
Purified,
Even distilled?
Nestle
Yes,
purified.
Just boil it? No, they have water boilers just for that.
Okay.
The only water we found that looks hokey, and Rabbi Schusterman said it's not a problem to use.
There's the one that looks like it comes in
It's
a
the
milk container.
Kroger's Mountain Dairy water that says KD on it. And he said you could, lechatchila, cook it, place you could in it.
Okay.
What about the water from the machines? Glacier water that's outside the machine?
Yeah,
its
you
own
can
bottle.
you can use the water from machines for Pesach. When I was in school, they gave us 50 reasons why you should never buy that water in the first place, from an epidemiology standpoint. But, the baby formula list we could talk about afterwards. It's a little bit long now.
We'll keep it just short, baby.
There's no shortage. It's like 30 things here,
What 30 things?
acceptable brands.
Are you gonna give us copies of those?
It's all online.
Be waiting for questions.
Okay, baby formulas, you better call and find out which ones you're allowed to use. That's it. Not you, I mean your children or the infants.
Have the infant call and I'll talk to them.
Okay. Washing detergents, everything is okay. You can scrub the floor with anything what you need. Okay, don't ask questions if the stuff.
How about Procter & Gamble, all of those products, how are they this
Procter
year?
Gamble cross line for everything, shampoos, soaps, all Procter
Yeah,
Gamble.
what shampoos and soaps?
Yeah.
The latest thing is, CRC says,
You don't even have.
CRC says you can, do commodity.
whatever you want.
Okay,
So what about dishwasher soap and liquids or whatever?
so look up in the booklet and you find out which ones are
Booklet,
basic.
I mean, all this stuff that's booklet is also on, it's
It's
online,
online.
the apps for it, the Pesach apps.
What's called take us? And
I never saw Pesach from the base
Yeah,
din.
but the goyish opinions might have dishwashing soap.
When most of these lists write, you know, there's the Israeli stuff that's marked kosher, the Pesach toothpaste. Then there are the other ones that should appear on lists that say do not contain chametz. So do not contain chametz means there's no chametz in it. Might be treif, but it doesn't contain chametz. You're allowed to use it.
Look at
You
the
have
list.
to look those up because there's like those companies have like 30 different types of toothpaste, and there's always one or two shrutzim that this one isn't all right. But you know we can go over that privately.
Floss.
Who?
Floss with not
Conzavane you could use.
floss which is not minted.
Waxed is okay.
Waxed is okay. Waxed is it's not a competition.
Just no mint.
No flavors.
No flavor.
So
It
back to
says-
toothpaste and mouthwash, you said that we have to look it up in the Blumenkrantz book or online, right?
Rabbi Bess has his
Rabbi
list.
Bess has his list.
And the book's out. It came. This year's blue.
This is blue. Okay. What else are the shilas? Yes.
So I want to know about coconut flakes.
Desiccated coconut. It's a yes or no question. Yes or no answer. Yes, desiccated coconut, even if it's sweetened, is all right for Pesach. In the retail size, it's a matter of where it was packaged. If you're buying less than a 25-pound bag
Yes.
from the Philippines or Malaysia, then it's a matter of where it was packaged if you could use it for Pesach or not.
Well, I mean, I've seen the flaked oat with the OU on it, but does that, the coconut flakes with the OU, does that need a hashgacha for Pesach?
It depends where it was packaged.
The only one I saw so far was in a like a plastic container.
Okay, so you give me the brand name
square.
later, we'll try to see if we can figure out what
It
the
has
package
a- So it has to be, you have to look it up or you have to ask.
Right. Because again, the company what packaged it.
What about napkins? A paper towel?
So the OU says napkins, paper towels, paper plates, cups, forks, knives, spoons, anything you want to use is fine. They never bought into, oh my gosh, this doesn't work out right. Because maybe in your styrofoam, if it's recycled, that the guy's, you know, cornflakes got into your styrofoam cup.
But there are some paper towels that have,
Starch, glue.
So,
some paper towels.
the same story that we told you last year about the paper towels, that you don't want to put hot or wet food on it. Als chumrah. OU says you can do whatever you want, but you know, our general take on it is you don't put hot or wet food that you're going to eat on those items.
How about the kosher paper towels?
The ones with the hector, so those you could, but they're very hard to use
But
because
that's
it's
pretty
incredibly
important
thin.
because
When you want to dry
Because
the salad, or the kaya, how you dry the
Cloth, cloth or just a dish drainer, blow dryer. For Chabad house, it's hard. You got, you know,
yeah,
a ton to use.
yeah, we we
You
check
have to
every
use it
leaf.
without napkin?
Do you have to?
Sure, see?
You can get like, you get new like dish towel cloth, non-lint dish towels. Yeah, thanks a lot, right?
Okay.
The Rebbetzin has a question. The bounties are okay to dry directors, the bounties? Or to put latkes on?
You have to ask your husband.
They're not? I hope they are. So what do
Um,
you dry directors?
Cloth?
We used cloth last year with a hair dryer.
The rabbi says his wife used cloth.
It's a hair dryer.
What?
All right, we can to look at where we can get. Okay, let's
I
go.
have another one. Dates. You know the dates, the really juicy kind of dates that you find, you know, nowadays are really nice, or even dry, a little bit dry. Do they need hashkacha?
Dates should have, because all the date guys do dates rolled in comments during the year.
Okay.
But there's a thing not to eat dried fruit on Pesach.
Yeah, we do, but
Because here's the thing.
Paper
Yes.
plates and napkins to wipe your face.
We just said paper
The
plates.
Rebbe ate compote. What was in the compote?
It's all cooked, cooked fresh.
Fresh cooked fruit. So, paper,
Are there any paper plates that we should specifically not use?
The very cheap ones, but you buy, and it's, you put some
The
hot
very
stuff.
cheap ones?
right,
Yeah,
I haven't seen them in years, I've been looking for them to say, oh, this is the stuff you can't buy.
What are you looking for?
I haven't, you know, it's like 5,000 paper plates for 29 cents.
You can't find
Those
that.
are no good.
Those are, yeah, you shouldn't use those, but I haven't seen them in years.
What are you talking about? You can get them at
Morgan
Costco.
Circus. No, those are, their cheap plates are coated, I think.
Oh, they're coated. Ah.
Styrofoam's okay,
Well,
yeah.
they're not coated very